This is the September 2023 course of fire for the NRL22.
3, 2, 1, time.
Hey shooters, I'm Joe Lowly from Precision Match Timer, and we are going to go over this month's course of fire. It is September. Hopefully things are cooling off a little bit. Not here yet in South Georgia. It is still really hot. But hopefully it's cooling off where you are and you can get out and shoot a nice match. Last month's match in August, good match for me. I almost cleaned the entire thing. I had one shot in which I shot the wrong target. I was on the tire and you had to shoot the left and then the right. And I got on one of the tires, looked through the scope and it was right in front of me and I shot it, but it was actually the right target. And so I actually hit everything I shot at, but I just shot at one of the wrong targets. So I did come away with the win and I'm happy enough about that. I've also been shooting some PRS matches, centerfire and rimfire, Clinton House in South Carolina, as well as Cool Acres. The last Cool Acres match I did really well. Both centerfire and rimfire I did very, very well, and I was happy with it. I've got some NRL22 X matches coming up, and as well as some other PRS rimfire matches. So, and centerfire matches as well. So I'm looking forward to shooting some of those matches. So this month's course of fire is pretty good. It's got a lot of movement. It's got some weak side shooting. Unfortunately, it still has things like the tires. I'm not a big fan of the tires. I think they are, they're not good for new shooters and teaching good fundamentals. And so I wish we didn't have these bouncy tires, which are not the same as using, big tractor tires like we do at a lot of big PRS matches and such. But these little tires, and sometimes people use them with rims in them, which makes a huge difference in stability. So I'm not a big fan of the tires, but that's what we have, so that's what we're gonna shoot. I really like the new pyramid prop. That one's great. I like shooting off the tripod a little bit. We got to do a little bit of that, which I enjoyed. And so everything's going good. Let's take a look at the course of fire in detail. Stage 1, ladder disorder. So this is the ladder turned on its side. The back of the ladder is going to be parallel with the firing line, and that means that the front of the ladder is going to be at a slight angle as you come back. Now, we're going to be shooting on the side of the ladder, so it's the side of the ladder which is on its side, so it's the top of it. But 4 positions, and we're going to be shooting at 3 targets at 42, 61, and 82 yards. Now, as you come back, you are getting a little farther away from the firing line. It could add as much as a yard. But I checked all the dope, and it's not going to change your yardage, your dope at all for a yard. So we are going to shoot from the first position. You're going to shoot near, middle, far. And then the second position, you're going to shoot middle, far, near. And then the third position, you're going to shoot far, near, middle. And then the fourth position, near, middle, far. So every time you switch positions, your starting position moves ahead 1. I'd write this all down. Write it on your dope card. Make sure every time that you are shooting at the right target. And for that very reason, I am debating whether I will shoot by dialing or with holdovers. And there's a good chance I shoot with holdovers because I want to make sure that I am shooting at the right target every single time. So otherwise, that's about it on this one. But let's go out and see how we do with, and see if we have enough time with dialing or using holdovers, and see how that works for us. All right, so the ladder stage, going to shoot the 4 positions, which is at each of these steps. It also goes up a little bit. I didn't think about that. You're not allowed to use any of this. So we are going to just shoot across. I have the order written on my card so I can remember it. And I also am going to shoot holdovers. And I think I am going to take this big bag, because I like on these low positions just having it here to rest my elbow on and not be floating in the air. I seem to do pretty good with that. So I think that's what I'm going to try. So let's go ahead and give it a go. All right, I started to do that stage and realized how shaky this was. Wow, it's still shaky. Mostly because of the ground, but I did put the blocks on like they suggested, and I think that will also help a little bit. It's sturdier here, and as you come out farther, it gets wobbly this way, so we'll see. You ready? Engage. Tough, real tough. Middle. Oh, I bounced off of that. Far. Oh boy. Well, I don't think I'm hitting that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
Wow. That is incredibly unstable. It just wiggles badly. This is, that is a brutal stage. And to be a 12-shot stage on top of that. This is harder than the tires. Guaranteed it will be. This is very, very difficult. Trying to think of how else I could have done it to go better. Maybe some of these I needed 2. Golly, still not enough. It's a little better. It's still a little high for right there. See, it's too much variation in height to get one bag to go across that. I am not normally a sitting shooter. That's not bad. We can do that one. It's not far to move. That's better. That's better. Those last two, sitting almost works. And for sitting, you really put your feet together and rest on your elbows on your knee. That's not bad. The problem usually with sitting is that it's not fast to get in and out of. And this, I'm not going to be able to get low enough. So, if I come through and do kneeling with the bag, which wasn't terrible, that's actually pretty good, and then switch over to kneeling, or to sitting, that might be the best way to go. Very tough stage, and might practice this more and figure it out, but I kind of like that kneel, sit. And because all you gotta do is scoot your butt a little bit on the sit, it's not too bad. Tough one though. Stage 2, Tetrahedron. So this is the tank trap stage, and the tank trap is going to be positioned so that the middle point is going forward and not to the back. So we are shooting 2 shots at a 95-yard target, and we're shooting from 5 positions. So we start at the right tip, then go down into the center or the crotch, then go to the left tip, back to the crotch, and then that middle tip, which is the forward tip. So 2 shots each, pretty simple, and that's probably why it is the time stage. So don't dilly-dally. Make sure you get from one to the next, get your shots off, get them quickly, but get them as hits. You don't want to try to beat the time and miss the targets. All right, tank trap stage, and we've shot this plenty of times to know that these tips are actually fairly stable. The center is very stable, but it's a time stage, so you got to move. Using that one up front is going to be a little bit more. We're going to have to lay on it. I actually position this a number of ways to test it. The one that's going forward is best off if it is on the top. Otherwise, it is you run the danger of in the center hitting the forward one. So match directors, put your middle one on the top, and it will do better. And let's give it a go and see how fast we can do it. Shooter ready? Engage. .107 left. That means I shot it in 53. Feel good about that. Felt like all my shots were pretty centered up, and not much of a wobble zone. So this one's all about getting good transitions. I like being a little bit more to the left of the center rather than the right of the center. because then I can put my left, which is steering, and my right is just pulling the trigger. So absolutely didn't have much problems at all. So get on it and run it fast. Stage 3, limits Redux. So this is a prone stage. KYL target 55 yards. Should be pretty easy, right? Well, we do have a couple of things that we have to look at. So we're going to start with prone and shoot large to small, just like we always do. But then we're going to switch to weak side or support side. So you're going to shoot lefty if you're a righty. And you are going to shoot the same thing, large to small. Then you're going to switch back to your strong side and shoot it in reverse, small to large. Now there's a required magazine change. Your spare mag's gonna be in a bucket behind the line. You have to go get out of your prone position and go get it and bring it back and use it. That's required. And the best time to do it is when you're switching between your strong and your support side, or the other way. So what I'll do is I'll shoot strong side, I'll shoot it weak side, I'll go grab a mag, come back and do strong side, because I want to have as much time as I can, you know, to get in position with my strong side. I think it's going to be easier than trying to come back and get into a weak side position. So that is basically what we have to do. And so let's go out and practice it. All right, so it's the prone stage, shooting the KYL. I love this. I really like shooting KYL from prone because I can usually make up points on that 1/4 inch. This thing just hammers at that small KYL, 55 yards, I think. So all good. We got to shoot weak side, which I also like. I do not need this bag anymore. And I am going to put, I'm going to move this out a couple clicks. It was almost a little bit too much last time, almost too low. Get very steady that way, but it was almost too low for how high my target is out there. So, but we also get to shoot some support side, and I have to make sure that I do a mag change. So let's get at it. Shooter ready? Engage. All right, 26 seconds left. Not bad at all. Knowing that, I'll take just a little bit more time on the 1/4 inch weak side, and then the 1/4 inch after I run and get a mag where your heart rate's up a little bit. So that's where I would spend a little bit extra time on this stage. And otherwise, it's not too bad. Stage 4, high-low prone. So this stage is a 55-gallon barrel, a 5-gallon bucket, and then prone. So there are 4 targets at 50, 67, 83, and 100 yards. The sizing of the targets makes them all about 0.8 mils. So all about the same size. And we're going to start on the barrel, and you're going to take 2 shots at the near target. You're then going to go down to the bucket and take 2 shots at the next target out. Go back to the barrel, shoot at the 3rd target out, back to the bucket, shoot the 4th target out. Then you go to prone, and you're going to shoot the near target once and the far target once. And that's your 10 shots. So you want to shoot probably with a bipod on. A lot of times on barricades and stuff, I don't shoot with a bipod on because it gets in the way. But shoot with the bipod on. It's pretty open. It's not like you're going inside a ladder or something like that. It's fairly open. You'll have to deploy your bipod for your prone positions. So if you really need to, you could just put a bag on the ground and shoot it if you have a big enough bag, just like a Game Changer or something. I've shot just off the ground before, but it's not ideal, so you probably want to shoot with the bipod. Definitely this is a stage for dialing, and should not be too hard to do, but let's go out there and practice it. All right, barrel and bucket stage. Gonna shoot this, from the barrel 2 shots, down there 2 shots, back up 2 shots, down there 2 shots, prone. So it's not an overly difficult stage. I probably am going to have, because we have to do prone, I'm going to have my rear bag. I may also have this with me just in case to drop down on the bucket. I may do that as a high prone, and I may do that as a short kneel. So just gonna have to see which way I go. Shooter ready, engage. Ooh.
Seconds.
All right. So I did this 2 different ways, and my low was kind of awkward, but it was a low, almost prone, but I was sitting up pretty high, and that did way better than trying to kneel for me. And that's me, my hips, very tight in the hips. So it doesn't work as well for me. So overall, it's not too difficult to stage compared to some of the other ones we've had today. So good. Stage 5, rotate your tires. So this is the tire stage. All 3 tires kind of strapped together and forming a T. There's 2 targets at 56 and 73 yards. And you're going to have 5 positions, and you're going to shoot near far on all the positions. Your first position is inside the left tire. Then you're going to move up to the top of the right tire. Then the top of the left tire. Then inside the right tire. And then on the middle. So I think these tires are going to be bouncy as usual. I want to be able to get the best position I can get. So looking at my dope, it's a 0.6 difference. I'm going to hold over so that I have all the time I can to get steady. I think it's going to be the hardest stage there is. And you know, there's different ways to handle it. You might use a big bag in the back. You might use a couple of big bags in the back for the top positions. You might just go off your knee. I'm going to see which way works best. I think that forward position in the middle, the very last one, will actually be the best because you'll be able to get up on it and you'll be able to rest your elbows on the other tires there behind you. So I think that's going to be the steadiest position. Inside are not going to be bad. It's those up high on top of the tires positions that are going to be bouncy. And so I need to figure out the best way to handle those. So let's go out there and see what we can do. All right, well, here's the tires. And like I said, here, near far, I am going to hold over 0.6. And I think I am just going to use my knee. Trying to get better doing that anyway. And that should be all I need is the knee. I could use a bag, but I don't think it's going to help me a ton. So let's just try to shoot it that way. See how it looks. If it doesn't work, I will try something else. Shooter ready. Engage.
Seconds.
Oh.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
That last position was tough. Let me see if a bag have helped. Don't think it would. I talked about using sides. Not any better. Very tough stage. Very tough stage. And hope for an 8 or a 9 on it and move on. All right, that's it for this month's Course of Fire. As usual, I'll be shooting at 17 South in Midway, Georgia. If anyone is in the area and would like to come out, would love to see you. We always have a really, really good turnout, and I love meeting new shooters every month. So hopefully you can get out, get some practice, get some shooting in, and get to a match. And I will see you next month. I may shoot this with holdovers just because I want to. Oh, are you serious? Come on.